My day started, like many of them do, with dread. It was only a matter of time before the giant shadow of that paragon of journalism, one Tony Vincenzo, would engulf me, and my lungs would burst from oxygen deprivation. If I only knew what lay before me, I would have escaped that shadow like a groundhog on Groundhog Day. The Hollywood dispatch offices lay nestled in between the morally deficient sinkhole of Hollywood's rich and famous and the real world of struggle and pain that the rest of us live in. The building itself had seen better days, but I kind of like a home with a few miles on it, you know? I personally like the broken water cooler that teased us with what benefits employees used to enjoy. The buckets propped up on top of cubicles to catch the rain from a leaky ceiling didn't bother me either, nor the bone-rattling vibration of the air-conditioning window units that were left over from just after World War II. It was all kind of, well, homey. There were a couple of office cubicles and an all-glass never-never land that was the office of our esteemed editor, the always screaming or eating aforementioned Mr. Vincenzo. He was there right now, manning multiple phones and yelling into each and every one of them. An innocent corned beef sandwich lay on his desk, shaking with thoughts of its eventual fate. Or maybe that was just the vibration given off by the window units. Ah, the comforting sights and sounds of home. At my cubicle were the usual trappings of the well-educated, successful journalist of the people. My computer, my best friend, whom I talked to more often than any human being, occupied center stage. But it was so old that the manufacturer laughed at me when I phoned for a service call. I had given him a piece of what was left of my razor-sharp wit, insulting my good friend like they did, but my generous dollops of intelligence were not part of their scripted second-language response. There were stacks of file folders, precariously balanced little gilded towers of Pisa, anticipating my Midas touch to turn them into Pulitzer Prize winners. Some, like our advice columnist, gentle soul that she is, Miss Emily, said that my desk was a war zone. I took that as a compliment. My organized chaos made sense only to me, and that was by design. I didn't want anyone sniffing around my stories, especially Ron Updike. Calling him a fellow reporter is a gross overstatement and an insult to reporters everywhere, even TV reporters. When I think of him, what usually comes to mind is a sickly poodle. I am a big fan of dogs, but I have never considered a poodle a dog. All the sticky notes, which I admit were on everything that didn't move, were also just camouflage, furthering the grand design of keeping important stuff away from those who wouldn't know what to do with it. I had my second best friend, my phone, as well as a fax machine, hidden, I mean delicately placed, somewhere under the manila folders, and a printer with its own hidden agenda, for it only printed when it felt like it. But we professional journalists sometimes have to make do with what's at hand. You know, think on the fly. Then she arrived. Unannounced, and my whole little comfy newspaper world was never the same. She got off the elevator down the hall, and I had to stop myself from watching in slack-jaw appreciation as this beautiful, curvy creature approached my desk. She had a stack of paper in one hand, but I didn't notice that right away. I didn't know her name, but I found it out shortly. Brandy Lexton. In her 30s, born in the southern U.S. more than likely, had a look about her that signified, to an experienced eye like mine, that she really didn't know how attractive she was. She wore makeup, but you had to look close to see it. What little was there just enhanced her natural, smooth, and light complexion. She was dressed conservatively, and was very quietly assured of herself. Her shoulder-length raven hair shimmered even in the dim fluorescent light, and it swayed with her as she spoke. She was very self-possessed, so much so that the calm she exuded extended past her to those around her. All of that equaled up to one intoxicating woman. She tugged down the blue jacket of her pressed business suit as she stood in front of me. That just brought my eye back to her curvy, well-proportioned figure. "Mr. Kolchak," she said with a hint of a southern accent. I couldn't get out a sound as my mouth went dry, so instead I just nodded my head. "Mr. Kolchak, I need your help. Do you have a spare moment?" she said with genuine kindness and a slight tilt of her head. Again I nodded my assent. A spare moment? How about a spare life, I thought. It would mean everything to me. And she said that with such sincerity that I hesitated, not expecting such vulnerability.